Use my phone too.
Why are you doing that?
Because it makes Catherine laugh.
Oh.
Gotta have some
That
fun.
was like an inside joke. Like, remember this when this happened? Ba, 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 ba.
It feels like a really fun thing to do in the middle of something.
It does.
You are welcome to do that at any point in this
Oh,
interview.
that-
Really?
It'll stop
Whenever
now.
the spirit strikes you.
Oh,
if you
wow.
Feel,
That'd
if
be
you-
cool.
Just a little ending to an answer.
That'd be cool. Please do that.
That would be excellent. How was last night first for you guys? What did that feel like, and being able to perform for folks? And
Felt great.
yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of women got up and danced for the live performance, and that was unexpected, and that was really joyful and great. So.
Yeah, you kind of never know when you're going to get people dancing at a thing like this when it's like a
No doubt.
like a Sundance festival thing.
Yeah.
People are just like, it's like.
They were
everybody's
fantastic,
dancing.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and all the people that came before us onto that stage, that was,
Impressive.
I really felt trepidatious about going on stage because I felt like this is, it felt irreverent or something.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't direct Black Panther.
Yeah.
That guy is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
yeah.
And W. Kamau Bell and
Yeah.
Lena Waithe, it's all good. It's good.
Yeah. I guess we'll start with sort of, seeing the film and seeing all that old footage, and seeing how it was just kind of must have been sitting around there for so long. How often were you sort of revisiting that early footage just in your sort of day-to-day life and kind of going like, let's go see what I looked like when I was 22, or was it just totally socked away and you'd kind of forgotten about it and sort of when the time felt right?
For me, I had quite a bit at my house and where I keep like archives and stuff, and so, I mean, I had revisited things a couple times here and there to like look for something to post or something interesting, to put online or whatever. But a lot of it was just, in stacks and labeled and stuff from my dad's house and my mom's house. After he died, I got a bunch of boxes out of there of his videotapes that he had made of us and put them in my house. And then there was a lot of Sony stuff that we didn't even know Sony had some of the stuff they had. And so that was cool. And then Russell, our manager, he had a lot of stuff at the office that we had never seen that was probably like socked away and never looked at. So Alexandria went through just hours and hours and hours and hours of footage to like find what she found. I mean, it was an immense pile of stuff.
And how much, when you would sort of show them that stuff, would they, or did you show them that stuff? I guess that's the question. Like, as you're sort of going through and going like, oh, I found this, and isn't that amazing? Or are you just kind of like focused and doing in the edit bay and?
I mean, it was like 2 years and 9 months of editing. So, and I felt like I didn't have a minute. No, I mean, at one point I sent you stuff of Cleo, of Emily's daughter, just for like birthday.
Yeah.
That I had shot, but it was not really. We sent everything to them that we digitized because a lot of it was archival tapes and film and stuff. So I think you have everything digitized now,
Yeah,
which is like a really fun thing to be able to hand people because some of those tapes were deteriorating and things like that.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I think I estimated at one point after like trying to figure everything out, and I think it was like over 1,000 hours of footage. Yeah.
And we didn't, we basically gave Alexandria just full reign, and just so it wasn't like checking in with us every now and then on like, here's what I've done so far. It was more like just
Get back to us when you're done.
we would be like, hey, what's up with Alexandria? She's still in the basement,
Yeah.
totally isolated, COVID times. And
Yeah.
she was, I mean, it was hard for her, and we would just kind of every now and then check in to see if things were happening.
I was still alive.
Yeah, basically. Do you need some water? Some crackers.
You okay in there?
And you would pop up and say,
I wouldn't say anything because I could barely speak English. I'm just like a gremlin coming out of a
Like
dark
she
cave.
was trying to find the arc. I think
Yeah.
the story, the arc. The arc.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
two very different people's lives over 50 years. So it's like, it's a lot to and you can't distill people's lives into 2 hours. You can't, and so you really have to make tough choices of what needs to come through. In this film in particular, you know, it's not like this is everything about them. You know, people lead, especially these two, lead incredibly rich lives. So, you know, it was difficult to pick what was on the cutting room floor, and yeah.
I tried to cue you up to go, dur, 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 but you didn't take it. I was like, so when you would go down and visit her, and
You're not understanding
she's
what
come
it
up
is.
with all
Very focused, very focused.
I love that. It's funny.
And do you Emily, Amy, are you guys nostalgic people? Like, do you when you look back at things, are you like, oh, remember when, or are you the kind of person who is like, I'm living in the moment, whatever?
I'm a little nostalgic, but not super nostalgic. But it just gave me such a nice feeling inside to relive some of those moments, because as we were just saying, we didn't look at them, you know, we don't check into our past like that. And the only time we ever think about the length of how long we've been doing this is when we're asked about it in an interview or something. So, but it was, yeah, it gave me a feeling of nostalgia, but not ever like, oh, I want those days back. So, but it was sweet. It was sweet to look back on the sweet parts.
And how is it on the hard parts?
I mean, we were prepared to be completely honest with Alexandria, and she just kind of brings it out in you. And I don't know, I don't really have a problem with being vulnerable like we were in the film. I mean, it's just all true.
I think that's like inherent to who they are in their art too, you know. And I wanted the film to reflect that. I wanted it to feel like Indigo Girls music, vulnerable and reflective and thinking about your past and your future, and kind of like the title, It's Only Life After All. There's a lot of that sentiment throughout the songs, I feel like, you know, and I wanted the film to reflect that.
Did you guys get to choose the title, or what was it? Her? Yeah.
She did everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were really out of it, you know, but that's what you have to do. She's the filmmaker, you know. I mean, truly, you have to let someone do their art. If you're going to trust them to do it, why would you? You know, I tried to fiddle a few times with, like, maybe you should do this or that, but when she would ask, but they were probably bad ideas, and
No.
ultimately, you know, you really do. I mean, to make it the best it can be, I do believe you have to give it over to someone to just do it.
We watched the film together well before Sundance, a cut that was close to fine cut. And of course, if they would have said, you know, this is not okay with me, I would have gone back to the drawing board. It's important to me that it felt honest to them, you know.
Yeah, and it did. I mean, when we first saw that first cut, I was blown away by it. I was like, this is genius. Like, I don't like to watch myself, but like, if I can just stand outside of it objectively, the arc and the way the nuance of it and the moments of quiet that happen as well, to give you a chance to think about what you just saw. It's pretty amazing, because a lot of biopics, like, to me, they're fast and kind of cut really quick, and they're very linear and try to cover a lot of stuff, which is fine if you want to learn that trajectory of someone's life. But for us, it doesn't really work, because we're so opposite from each other that you can't be linear, because then you'll miss the differences in a way. So you kind of have to always be circling back around. And I think that's the thing that Alexandria got immediately, or started with maybe, or just knew. I don't know, but
It took a while to figure out how to do it, but yeah, definitely wanted it to reflect your personalities for sure.
yeah.
If you guys hadn't been so opposite from each other, do you think you would have lasted?
No, I don't
Probably
think so.
not. Probably not.
I don't think so. I mean, for me personally, I'm so happy I have Amy's songs to sing. I would be bored with myself. So just on that level alone, just in terms of the art itself,
Yeah,
it just gave me a double music life.
Yeah, and we temper each other in good ways and can add to the equation in ways, and we have different things to bring, and that switches up sometimes too, you know, which is cool. If you do it long enough, you start switching roles, and you realize that you don't have to stay in one role all the time, and it's kind of cool like that. Yeah, I mean, I think we got super lucky, you know, because Also, opposites can kill each other. You know? So,
Or
I
if
think
we had a third member of the band, or
Yeah,
a
that would have
fourth
been a
member,
disaster.
it would have been disaster.
but I think we're lucky. Some of it's luck. It's not all. There's a little bit of luck, you know, and the rest of it's like hard work and sweat and understanding and trust. But there's some luck in there that it's a mystery, right?
Are there times that you still surprise each other?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for me.
Think about that.
I get surprised by Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she'll be in an interview talking about what a song is about, and I'll be like, "What? I had no idea."
There are some songs of yours I have no idea
And-
either. That's like, that's
or
funny.
she'll come out with a song or chord progression, something that I just didn't see coming, and that's pretty fun. Or like she just got a new tattoo, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that you were gonna
You know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for me, definitely. And there's always things in our lives that we're adding to our life so that it creates that moment of like the other person getting to see a different context for who you are. So like Emily's got a child with her partner Tristan, and that brings out different things in Emily. You didn't ever want kids, so it's like when that happened, it was a whole new thing, right?
That is true.
Yeah, you're a whole new Emily now.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
thought you said it.
Yeah, yeah, right. That you never do this, and now you're like, you miss her all the time. You know, it's cool. It's beautiful to see. If
Yeah.
you with people long enough, they can surprise you if you're not like numb to the world. You know.
What's your new tattoo?
I'm sorry?
What's your new tattoo?
Oh, it's not done yet, but it's going to be an owl, and it's
Oh.
still healing.
Isn't that cool?
We just
saw
saw
the
that.
owl.
It actually is an owl that looks just like an owl we passed on the street, so I take that as, I believe in signs.
That was a cool sign.
Yeah. So it's, I just found this guy, it's K. Richard Art in Indianapolis, and I just found, I wanted photorealism and I wanted an owl, and I looked through a lot of different tattoo artists, so it was worth the trip to me, and it's a long time to sit, but it feels right.
That's awesome. Dude, is the owl like a totem animal for
It
you?
is,
or-
it
okay,
is.
yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just is, and Amy lives in the woods. She's got lots of owls, and I live sort of in a suburb kind of place, but I have a lot of owls where I live as well, and I don't know. I feel very drawn to them.
It's good. I mean, it's a sort of like soothing sound, and then there's sort of like that wisdom
There's
thing.
something very mysterious about them and powerful. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
Oh my god.
And they can't like look peripherally, so they have to turn their heads to look peripherally, which I think is super cool.